People on the left regularly say that with Republicans, the cruelty is the point, but that's not the whole story. The real story is exactly how far they'll go to make us pay for that cruelty, forcing us and our tax dollars to pay to impose cruelty on others, and not just anyone, but the most marginalized people in society. Consider this for a second. Whether it's Giuliani in the 90s or Trump in DC right now today, simply clearing out homeless camps and arresting homeless people actually does nothing helpful, and the costs prove it out. In fact, the Republican solution to homelessness is the worst possible solution. Nationwide, on average, it costs $44,000 per year to keep someone in prison. Because remember, prisoners get fed, they get health care, and they're guarded by a ton of government employees. Even if they're an undocumented immigrant and you send them down to Alligator Alcatraz, $90,000 a year per person. Trump is even paying El Salvador $25,000 per person for CCOT, and even just ignoring them or moving them somewhere else so they can continue to be homeless but out of our sight costs taxpayers on average $35,000 per year per person. Because inevitably those homeless people will require emergency services or emergency healthcare. But when the government works together with private developers to build sustainable, subsidized housing, the cost to taxpayers is only $12,000 a year per person. To put it much more simply, Republicans are so cruel, they would rather force you to pay 3 to 10 times as much to punish a homeless person for being homeless and simply pay for that person to have a home. All because they are just not smart enough to understand that in this incredibly vicious economic system, for reasons that usually come down to disability, mental health, and addiction, a certain percent of the population needs more help. And reasonable, kind people understand that. But today's Republicans are neither reasonable nor kind.